Hi everybody, my name is Kim and look at me, I got freaking talons. The best part of fake nails is that you can go like this and you feel spooky. Barney went away for the weekend on a bachelor party or a stag do as they say in England. And I have approximately one friend who is from England and his name is Barney, and now he's not in England anymore for a couple days. And even if I wanted to hang out with his friends, they're all on the stag do as well. So it's just me in this country. I'm a little bit lonely. I am the only human being left in England. Nobody else is here. But I would just like to say I'm very proud of myself because I have some issues. I'm a little bit socially anxious. Usually I'm all right going out like back home in Canada without a problem, but when I'm in a new country, it is kind of, I get a little bit nervous. But yesterday I went out all by myself. I went shopping. I bought some new clothes. I bought a new pair of jeans because I didn't bring any pants with me to England. And that's where I bought these fake nails. I'm going to a wedding next weekend. That's what the bachelor party is for that Barney's at. So I'm giving them a little bit of a trial run, and I'm having fun. It makes everything take 10 times longer, but you feel powerful when you're doing it, you know? But enough about me. Let's jump into the main content of this video and start talking about Girl Defined. If you're watching this, you probably already know the channel Girl Defined, but if you don't, I'll just explain it a little bit. Girl Defined is a YouTube channel run by two conservative Christian girls. I believe that they're sisters, and they make sort of advice videos on topics, all kind of to do with Christianity, but more specific than that, to do with kind of being a Christian girl and sort of like being a girl in the modern world, I guess. Girl Defined videos are also very well produced. They have a good camera, good audio, good lighting. They have this beautiful kind of like soft color palette to all their videos that I would love to someday be able to recreate. But that makes their videos look very nice. The girls themselves are both very pretty. I think they're both ex-models, and they're very fashionable, and they look very nice, which I think makes it kind of borderline comical when they start to talk about the things that they talk about. They're anti-feminists, and they have talked a little bit about how they think that sort of men should take on the more like traditional leadership role. They have a blog on their website that actually goes more in depth with some of their a little rougher beliefs. They actually have a few articles on there that are very anti-LGBT that I would love to sort of talk about and pick apart someday. I started following this channel about a year ago, which I think is when they started appearing on a lot of atheist radars. So many skeptic channels that I watch or blogs that I read have talked about Girl Defined at some point, to the point where it almost feels like I'm doing kind of a rite of passage by finally doing a video about them. Many, if not most, of the responses that I've seen to Girl Defined make really good points and pick apart their arguments really well. But the thing is, there's a lot more Girl Defined responses than just straight up logical rebuttals. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. There's a very special mindset that I see in a lot of Christians, and I don't know if there's a name for it or whatever, but I have nicknamed it the Christian persecution complex. And it is very strong. I sat next to a girl in math class in my last year of high school, and a couple different times she told me about these nightmares that she would have of people like murdering her because she was a Christian. This is a privileged girl who's living in a country that is 2/3 Christian. And it only gets worse when it's in the States, where I think it's closer to 3/4 of people that identify as some kind of a Christian. Of course, there are places in the world where that kind of stuff does happen, but this is a fear that's in people in Christian majority countries. The statistics don't matter here. It doesn't matter if they know that they're the majority, because a key part of their religion is about being persecuted and being put down for what you believe. These people grow up with Jesus as their idol, who in the stories, paid the ultimate price for what he believed in, which was, being tortured and then death. But then I guess he kind of got a refund on that, didn't he? So I guess he didn't really actually pay. This stuff doesn't really make any sense to me, but you get what I mean. I'll get back to the persecution thing in a minute, but the next thing that I want to talk about is the audience of Girl Defined. Girl Defined is intended for young girls, which is kind of what makes me struggle when I see the channel kind of used as a punching bag sometimes, because like I talked about in the last video, I kind of think that indoctrinating kids is like the worst thing that you can do, and this is a channel that very clearly has an audience of young girls. And while I'm sure that this content could definitely help with the faith of these young girls, which isn't great, I don't really think it's powerful enough to indoctrinate somebody on its own. There are far worse channels out there of people using kind of really negative messaging and kind of fear-mongering to get people to stick more to their beliefs. Girl Defined does kind of indulge in negative thinking, towards people who aren't in the religion, in the way of light, fun, slut-shaming, and of course, telling women that men should be in charge of them. That's definitely a point against them. But while they're doing this, the girls themselves have proven to be quite good businesswomen. They're making a successful sort of company in Girl Defined, and they've written books and they do speaking and stuff. So they're clearly demonstrating some very strong qualities, and I feel like that almost speaks more than the actual words that they're saying. And while I definitely don't agree with what they're saying, they are making good content for their audience, and they are sticking with what they believe through some criticism, right? I'm very, very open to hearing people's thoughts about that part. But just where I'm at right now is I think that the content that they make isn't really strong enough to indoctrinate people into the generally negative kind of message that they're spreading. People are free to make videos about whatever they want, and there are lots of very good response videos to Girl Defined. But I don't think I'm being super controversial when I say that straight up bullying these girls has become very intertwined with valid criticism. It kind of seems like now just as many people watch their channel as a joke than actually watch it for real. You can really see this in the like to dislike ratios in their videos, which always seem to be in kind of a war, and the dislikes win more than on your average YouTube channel for sure. And the biggest thing I noticed that is what kind of made me want to make this video is that their comments section gets flooded with just rudeness. People make sexual comments about their age, their appearance. Also a lot of comments about lesbians, which I just think are generally pretty funny and harmless. But of course, it is normal for a creator to get these kinds of comments, but the difference is here, they're not usually the top comments with hundreds and hundreds of likes on them. Now, let's put the pieces of everything that I just said together. This is an audience of young girls, almost certainly indoctrinated into Christianity by their family, probably going to church, being very encompassed in conservative Christianity, raised to think that they're living in this world where everything is just fighting against them every step of the way, but they know the real truth about Jesus or whatever. These young girls find Girl Defined on YouTube, who honestly make excellent content for their target audience. Girl Defined talk about how proud they are to be women, and they stress the importance to girls of having relationships with other girls, all while kind of providing that kind of, relationship through the internet. But then these young girls go down into the comment section of the video and they see all these little quippy, sexual, rude comments, often right at the top of the comments page. These girls aren't watching the Skeptic YouTube videos that may very well be breaking down girl-defined points amazingly. And even if they see that these videos exist, they definitely aren't going to be distinguishing it from the other negativity that they're seeing. What they're seeing in the comments is, from the perspective of what they've been taught, their religious beliefs being persecuted. If you look at their newest videos that haven't been hit as hard by the negative comments, it's really easy to see all of these young girls telling them not to listen to the negativity and the hate that they've been getting. I watch a lot of these different sort of lighter Christian vloggers. I've done responses to Faraway Distance and Emily Wilson before, and these comments are so common every time they get any kind of criticism, whether it's rude or whether it is justified and logical and rational. If all these young girls are telling their favorite content creators not to listen to the criticism, then I really doubt that they themselves are listening to the criticism. Creators aren't entirely responsible for what their viewers go and comment on other videos, obviously. But I think this channel being labeled as kind of a joke, like it has just sort of contributed more to the toxic mentality of these people who I think most people making the response videos would want to get through to and want to help. And those people are these young girls. Now, I'll admit I did clickbait a little bit in this video title, and I'm sorry for that. I don't think that we should stop talking about girl-defined, and creators are free to do whatever you want, and if you make a funny video making fun of girl-defined, like how they go, a lot, I will probably watch and laugh at it. But I think it's easy when you have strong beliefs and you've found a safe community to express them. I think it's maybe easy to get caught up in the making fun and not remembering the people who are on the other side of your words and the effect that that can have. These young girls and girl-defined themselves definitely should have their beliefs challenged. That's a really, really good thing. I just hope that we can get to a point eventually where that can happen in a way that will even better be able to really get through to them. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon if you haven't already. It would be a big help if I could get some more supporters on there. And yeah, I will see you in the next video where I'll be talking about something else.